All right, season finale, maybe hopefully series finale of Life After Lockup. I kind of left off right at the nose job part. I don't really care about the nose job, like, you do you, boo-boo, on that part. Don't really have much to say. The only thing I do have something to say about the nose job section of the episode was she does make a comment of like, when I got out of prison, I tried to make myself pretty and tried to go through this whole transformation, but maybe I just need to work on the inside of myself. And then she kind of looks at what I assume is either Christy or a producer and kind of like giggles, like she knows she needs to work on herself, which is great. Everyone should work on themselves. Don't know why that's a bad thing, but it's a very interesting comment because I agree. Stop dyeing your hair, stop working on your nose, your teeth, your face, whatever, and get into some hardcore therapy, girl. Figure out why you got married to a guy in prison and then broke up with him 2 months later and now you're pregnant with someone else. Let's deal with that first. Okay, next part. Mia. Mia is my favorite human being in the whole world. Okay, not whole world, but on this show, I feel like she is the only realistic person around Gypsy Rose right now. She totally gets it. Like, she's yelling at Christy over this dinner. I feel like Christy just doesn't have enough brain cells. I think she's stupid. She kept in contact with Ken, which is her own thing, but she totally tried to destroy the marriage because that's what she wanted. She wants Gypsy to be with Ken. It's not your relationship. I understand you want what's best for Gypsy, but what's best for Gypsy is to try to move on with her life over a guy who just ditched her and didn't tell her why. Whether you want to say he thought he needed to give her space. Yeah, he probably did. Do I think that's the real reason? Absolutely not. And I agree with Mia, and she's like, I don't know if I believe that either. Go, girl. Christy is just, she's a piece of work. And Mia just makes sense. And she said something when she did her own, like, little interview where it just, oops, my water bottle just fell off my seat. Anyways, she makes total sense to me. She's like, how is Ken protecting her? He weaseled his way into her marriage, got them to break up, got her to move on within a few days, get a matching tattoo, get pregnant within a month. Like, how is any of that protecting her? Like, let's start with her public image here. That's not gonna look good. Like, I know some people just don't care about their public image, and don't care what other people think about them, which is awesome. But she's a public figure. She's going to have a lot of people following her and a lot of people saying mean things. How are you protecting her if you're putting her in that line of fire? Like, that doesn't make sense. How about you move on and keep everything private for a while so that she can kind of save face and then reveal that you guys are together after the divorce is even final, like she says she's going to. Like, on the phone call with Ryan, she says, like, well, in 6 to 9 months, when the divorce is final, I'm gonna be with Ken. A week later, she's getting matching tattoos with him. Like, she's just manipulative, and I don't think she knows how to be honest with people, and I don't think she knows how to say, here's my feelings, I want to be with Ken, I'm sorry if that upsets you, but that's that. The other part of that is, let's think about Gypsy's heart for a minute. She's moving on really fast, and everyone can have their own opinions on that, but I believe that one day at some point in her life, whether she's 34 or 75, she's going to have some feelings about her divorce, and she's going to have some feelings about Ryan, and she never processed anything. She needed to get divorced. She needed to be herself for a while, be an adult, grow up, learn how to live life outside of a jail cell or your mother's cell, and just calm down for a while. Moving on was way too fast. Okay. Next part after Mia was Ryan's mom. That's right. Sorry, there was a lot in this episode. So Ryan's mom comes over, and she just has like a lot of common sense about all of it too, where she's like I don't understand any of it. It just makes sense to me, like the way his mom is talking, and I can't help but feel bad for the dude. Like, I personally, my opinion is that Ryan is a good-hearted guy, and he really tried. Of course, I do not know the relationship. I do not know what happened inside without the cameras, but that's my personal opinion. Do with it what you will. But this doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so the next part, I don't know if it was the very next part, but the part that I wanted to talk about next was when Ken comes over to their house, and guys, this is the most like awkward thing ever. Her dad literally says, sorry, why is my thing going off? So Rod literally looks at her and says, and him, goes, don't get pregnant. I know she wants a baby, but don't get pregnant. So also, this whole episode, whole season, she's been talking about how with Mia, she wants babies, but she doesn't want them anytime soon. She wants to settle in, blah, 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 blah. She's not smart enough to get on birth control, not smart enough for any of that. She's literally talking about how they're not even using condoms with Ryan. So there's Dad saying, I know she wants a baby, but like, get settled, like have a relationship, enjoy each other. You shouldn't be rushing to have a child. And not to mention, she's still living with her parents at this point. And then it cuts to this clip. This is 4 weeks later. She's got a pregnancy test, and she goes, well, I missed my period, so Ken said to take a pregnancy test, and like, I'm sorry, but it's like, it's so stupid, guys. If you have unprotected sex, you can get pregnant. That's just how it works. You shouldn't really be surprised when you're pregnant. It drives me crazy when people are like, I didn't know that you could get pregnant. Yeah, you can. Surprise. Sex ed class. So, this is 4 weeks later. So, if we put in the timeline, so she's talking about how in love she is with Ken, and at this point, she hasn't seen him in about 3 weeks. So, not at the point of the pregnancy test, I apologize. At the point in the episode when he comes over to the parents' house and they say, don't get pregnant. So, the timeline in the way that the episode sets it up, like, hey, 1 week later, that kind of stuff. So, she takes her stuff, gets her stuff out of the apartment. It says 1 week later. I'm going to count on my finger. I can't count fully because I'm driving. 1 week later, she has a matching tattoo with Ken. Then she doesn't see him for 3 weeks. This is 4 weeks total. Hangs out with him. Goes to, I think she said it was like Jazz Fest or something like that. Goes to something with him. Dad tells him not to get pregnant. 4 weeks later, risks taking a pregnancy test and finding out she's pregnant. So, and let's forget is what I was trying to say, that on the phone with Ryan, after the first time she hung out with Ken, she said, we did not have sex. He said, you really expect me to believe that you're not having sex? And she said, we aren't. I wouldn't want to tell my ex that either if you were, but okay. Let's think of this logically, guys. If you get pregnant, you don't know for about 4 to 6 weeks. That's how long it takes for a pregnancy test to be positive. So if she had sex, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for saying sex on YouTube. I probably will, so I'll stop saying it. If she did the deed, let's say she didn't do the deed the first week when she was telling Ryan they didn't. Okay, so 3 weeks later, she sees him at the Jazz Fest. Then 4 weeks later, she's pregnant. Possible, yeah. Likely, no. So that means that the first week she hung out with him, got the tattoos, claimed that she wasn't having the deed with him to Ryan. She probably did. Let's all be real, like she did. That's fine. That's her own personal business. Whatever. So that means that when she took the pregnancy test, she was about 7 or 8 weeks pregnant. That makes a whole lot more sense. Because if you miss your period, that's at least 4 weeks pregnant-ish. Okay, I know my math's not exactly correct, but that's about 4 weeks. Because if you have it and then you don't, you usually know within 4 or 5 weeks that you were expecting it. So this whole thing is kind of just super sketchy. And then it cuts at the end of the episode, it cuts to Ryan. And the producer's like, so you know, right? Like, she told you. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, it just doesn't make sense to me because, like, he's like, we didn't tell people, but we were trying to get pregnant. Which I think is stupid. But they were trying to get pregnant. Again, to each their own, whatever. But he's like, I could be the father. He freaking admits, yeah, I could be the dad. He could be. If they did the deed that week before she hung out with Ken, and then she hung out with Ken, oh my God, woman, hung out with Ken the next week and did the deed with him, it could be theirs. They could, you're getting a little messy there. It could totally be either one of theirs, and it'll be very interesting to see how that plays out. They claim, Gypsy and Ken claim, it is 100% Ken's, and they know that. There's no chance that it's Ryan's. So this brings me to the tea. I can't open it on my phone because I'm driving right now. But if any of you guys watch the Without a Crystal Ball, she has close contact with Gypsy. She says I don't remember if she calls it an informant or what, but she is close with a member of the family, whether that is Gypsy or someone else. She does say that she knows Gypsy and that she speaks to Gypsy. So she just posted on her thing yesterday, last night. I don't know if it was before or after the episode aired, but she said that she has some new information that the dates do not line up, and it could be and is more likely Ryan's child than Ken's child. She said she is close to the family, but she's evaluating everything that she's been told, and there is some more information that it was not unexpected. It was very much planned, and either whoever the father is, it was very planned and it might have been planned, the timing of it all, that she just happened to get together with Ken because she wants it to be Ken's baby. She doesn't want it to be Ryan's baby. So if you're with Ken, you can say it's Ken's baby. So she said that she's going to keep the information until she kind of works it all out and figures out like what, more truth to it, instead of just saying something that's false, which I appreciate. So I am very excited. I'm kind of hanging on the edge of my seat to see what it is, because I'm kind of all for the drama. Sorry for people in the comments, but I am one of those people who is contributing to her being famous, which I apologize, but I have been since 2015, so I can't really stop now. I probably won't stop until we find out who the baby daddy is, and even then I would probably still do an update on like after the baby's born and how she's doing and all that kind of stuff. But more drama to come. Hit the bell if you want to get notified when I do a new episode. I just released one about the Olympics. Simone Biles specifically did the one on Dance Moms. You guys have been incredibly awesome. YouTube's been pushing my videos like crazy, which is awesome. And I now have 120 subscribers. And my actual videos, my shorts have always done really well, but my actual videos are doing fantastic. The last couple ones about Gypsy have done really good. The one on Dance Moms got like 1,000 views, which I know for you famous people is like little baby, but it means something to me. So thank you guys. Comment if you guys have any thoughts. You guys have actually been commenting on these a lot, and I really like interacting with you guys and hearing all of your guys' opinions and thoughts and different things that I'm not aware of. So I appreciate that. And comment and like, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!